Hi, folks. George Rodriguez, El Conservador, talking to you from San Antonio on this Wednesday, August the 19th, 2026. The city of San Antonio is facing a financial and political crisis like most other progressive run cities in America. The city has a huge budget deficit, and the progressive leaders of San Antonio don't know exactly how to address it. Of course, they don't want to cut government. They don't want to cut the spending. And the San Antonio and so what San Antonio taxpayers need in essence is an advocate for their interest in lower taxes and smaller government. The city's leaders plan for the 2027 budget includes a 3.9% rise in property taxes, an increase in city fees, and a reduction of some public services. Now, this proposal is going to hurt some taxpayers who are already facing higher housing costs, higher utility costs, and higher grocery costs. Also, my friends, San Antonio taxpayers should know that the progressive run Bexar County government is also facing a budget deficit and is struggling and trying to figure out how to address their problem. So this is a double whammy for San Antonio taxpayers. San Antonio taxpayers need an ally at City Hall, my friends, that speaks on their behalf for lower taxes and smaller government. Because the big government progressives that control the city leadership, they're not going to do it. San Antonio's progressive government is a good example of a tax and spend government that wants to socially engineer society. The primary responsibilities of government should be public safety, such as police, fire, and providing streets and sidewalks and water and sewer drainage for the public and for commerce, and to promote general welfare. However, progressives, my friends, expect government to invest and spend taxes to help citizens succeed economically. They want to pick winners and losers. And in some cases, they want to make citizens happy and feel secure. Really? This type of thinking, my friends, breeds socialism and makes spending cuts and shrinking government difficult. The city has programs, my friends, for example, to address pre-K education, climate change, legal assistance for illegal aliens who are facing deportation, street art, and to fund an array of nonprofit organizations. Public funds, my friends, should be for projects and programs that serve all citizens, not just certain groups and interests. Public funds should not be used as political payoffs and kickbacks by elected officials for their supporters. Reducing the city's debt means cutting spending of government programs and agencies. However, special interest groups vehemently oppose government cuts. These special interest groups, my friends, defend their government programs, their contracts, and their special privileges, rights, and benefits. Government cuts, my friends, are often met with accusations of racism and hatred of the poor. And sadly, bad publicity scares politicians, and they quickly back down from cutting government spending. So, what needs to happen? We the citizens, must advocate for a reduction of taxation on individuals and on businesses by the city government. We must promote smaller city and county government and with less intervention into economic and business development. They should not be the ones who pick winners and losers. We must have greater personal economic freedom and responsibility. We must stop excusing and rewarding poverty. That sounds awful, but we've got to do that while at the same time encourage and reward personal economic success and wealth. And there are some people, my friends, in the city government and in our city in general, who are protesting and speaking out against the accumulation of personal wealth. We must demand the fiscal responsibility of the city government. We must demand a reduction in the city debt and deficit and the spending. San Antonio's taxpayers, my friends, need an advocate because the liberal, leftist, progressive elected leaders who are supposed to watch out for the taxpayer and the citizen, they're moving the city towards socialism. To paraphrase President Reagan in his famous quote, local government is not the solution for the public debt problem. Local government is the problem. Taxpayers must not be economically chained down by government debt and regulations. Communities, my friends, communities prosper and grow economically when their individual residents prosper and grow economically. George Rodriguez, El Conservador, talking to you from San Antonio, my friends. You can follow me at elconservador.net, on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on TikTok. Till next time, my friends.